Well, and so it's here. It's Dr. Stone, chapter 100. And you know what? Since this is the 100th chapter, we'll take these off. Yes, to celebrate it. Team, let's get together. Let's go together, or something, is actually officially here. It's, well, let's just read the chapter from the Angry Anime Fan the Despair Reviewer. The ship Perseus enters the sea, and with it they are here. A very big ship with sails, motor, as well as a large painting on the front. It's named Perseus because, according to Ukyo, it's named after the hero. Oh yeah, Perseus, the guy who killed Medusa, the one, a monster that turned people to stone. I guess that is fitting because, after all, they are sailing in order to uncover why the petrification is there. They are, but will they really find a mastermind behind the human petrification? We don't know, but the why man did say why, so who knows. But Senkuu confirms that now they're gonna split into two different teams for doing this mission. One will venture around the works seeking the petrification mystery, while the other will stay behind and will continue doing the thing. Here's the thing though. The people they picked, now that they are gone, how the hell is the human development team going to develop? I mean, I hope they had apprentices during this whole year, but we'll see. I mean, the greedy Ryu, of course, wanted everyone on the ship, but they will all have sunk if every single one were on the ship. So he has now dressed himself into a war clothes, even a new samurai swords, then saying that this is a trip that if they want to go, the names he calls up, if they want to stay, then they can just say so, because this is a thing to their own to decide. And so he names the members that's gonna sail the ship and why they are gonna sail the ship. Of course, it is Senkuu and Chrome, but here's the surprise: it's Kaseki who's also gonna go. I mean, granted, Kaseki is the master builder, so I guess it makes sense. It's just, however, that Kaseki is old. I thought he would stay behind here and actually improve the other people's work, but nah, that's not gonna happen anytime soon. So they are the first team that's gonna go. Then it's surprisingly Yusihara. Actually, not. I have always said her name is Yusihara, but it's not Yusira. It's Yusira. I always said Yusihara. Ugh. Well, either way, she is going because she is mentioning of the sales. Given her very good thing, it's good. Ukyo is going. After all, he is the radar and sonar person. As the one who will cook, it's of course Francois is coming. And then finally, he's going the entire power team. Yes, the entire power team. And for some strange reason, Yo is also on that power team. I have no idea that he actually was on that team. But that includes Kohaku, which is good. We cannot have this amazing show without Kohaku, after all. Nikki, though, because I mean, Nikki has proven to be awesome, but now we'll see a little bit more of her character. Of course, Taiju and Jo, and then Magma, of course. But there also appears to be one more, and one we haven't heard of yet. We'll see about that later on. They are the team. After all, Magma do point out that if he stayed behind, he could control the village, but staying behind will also achievements. He then picked Kinro, and actually finally Ginro for some reason. Of course, Ginro immediately says no, and the other says that they won't contradict him for if he goes. So, but then Kohaku actually points out something that I was actually worrying about at the beginning. I mean, I was thinking that if the entire of the strongest warriors and the best engineers of Team Science, the Science World Kingdom, is going, then what about Hyuga and Homura? After all, if they have no strong fighters, then they will take over the entire of Japan. So Senkuu has actually devised a plan for that. he is bringing them along. I mean, in a way that is actually the wise move, because if every single of the best fighters are going on the ship, then it only makes sense if they're gonna take Homura and Hyuga with them. But the thing is, even that is something to be questionable. But Senkuu points out that I'm aware of the risk, but with the strongest god in them, they probably won't escape anytime soon. Well, if I know Hyuga, he very likely will escape once they have met up with the Y-Man, and probably ask the Y-Man to join him or them, saying that he is the strongest human being. Who knows, maybe he'll destroy the Y-Man's corporation, and they'll worship him as a god. I mean, in a way that would make very, very sense for someone like Hyuga. But we'll see, won't we? And then they're actually also gonna pick Gen, who is the last one. I mean, Gen is not a fighter, he's also a bit protesting, but then Senkuu is actually pointing out the logic that they'll need someone who is more brain than brawn in this one, and what's better than the mentalist. And of course Gen cannot disagree with that. So with that, Kwaku also acknowledged that she's starting to notice the pretense of an evil or shady man. With that, the ship sails on as everyone sees off the team. I mean, this scene could have become a little bit more emotional, I granted, but it's still some bittersweet one. This is because now the Team Senkuu is sailing off, and they're gonna become heroes. And I have to say, their ship looks gorgeous. I'm amazed they could build it in a year. And here, this actually happens, the real annoyingly funny part of it all. As everyone pointed out that they feel like, well, nice. Suddenly, Ginro gets a nice thing, as he suddenly begins to jump in the ocean to sail with them, saying that he wants to come. But it's actually revealed that that's only a ploy. Because with everyone looking at him, they will be impressed by him. But they know that there is no way that Team Science can actually hear them because of the sound of the waves. So he will then return and says that I will do that, and well, you know, he will become amazing. Ginro, you are such sometimes I guess maybe you are the scrappy of it all. But of course that plan is not going, because Senkuu very likely has predicted this. So he says to Ukyo to check the sonar, and indeed he detects it. So and says that someone is getting closer. So Taiju jumps into the ocean and actually managed to catch up with Ginro and drags him up to the ship, as everyone on the ship praises him, saying, I was wrong about you, you're not such a good guy. I couldn't easily predict this. I believed in you, as they all dance happy dances around him. Of course, Ginro can only cry, because, well, this was not his plan, but hey, that's what you get for being an idiot! I have a very big feeling Senkuu predicted Ginro will do this, because after all, he's the scummiest of them all. So with that, well, Team Science is officially here, joined by Ginro. So, well, but the thing is there that there's one final guy in the circle of the happy dance. And I mean, is that just an art error, or is that really a new character? I mean, it's one of those mooks, big guys. His name wasn't really mentioned before, so I'm just wondering, is this art error, or there have been some more on the ship, or are they also part of the power team that joined the power team 1 year after? Either way, the team is finally assembled, and now they're gonna sail off. But of course, they're not gonna sail off to the destination first, because Senkuu says they're gonna go to a treasure island where they're gonna find something. They're gonna go to the place where Byakugo and the rest of his team crash landed. Well, when they made their home at the first. The birthplace of the 100 stories, so to speak. I don't know why he called that a treasure island, though. It's 3,700 years. Shouldn't the years have rusted that what's left of the spacecraft? Oh, and does he want anything? However, knowing Byakuya, it's very likely that he has actually left behind something there. Something for Senku to find. After all, he did the 100 stories, all for Senku to know something. So maybe, just maybe, he has left something there. The only problem is, what can it be that can have survived for 3,700 years? Either way, Team Senku is assembled, and I have to admit, it's a good lineup, except of course Ginro, but maybe he'll grow on me. So I have to admit, this is a very good lineup for the teams to see them all. And with Hyoga forced to be on the ship, it's very likely that the antagonist of him is not gonna be over yet. But you give me your thoughts if you have any.